I know we're all sick of Jada Pinkett Smith, but my God, does this woman hate Will Smith? Why won't he leave her?
Hey up everyone, it's me, Steph the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and I am joined today with Andy with a further Jada Pinkett Smith update. This is just getting more frustrating as time goes on. I don't know about you, but I'm like, why won't he leave her?
It's weird because I've seen some Jada defenders. They're like, well, it's not like she put all this out there one by one. She just did a few interviews and blah, blah, blah. No, this is all part of the PR plan. It's called the drip, drip, drip PR plan before a book drops, where she's dropping little breadcrumbs throughout to keep people invested. But what she didn't calculate on is that we don't care. We don't actually like her. So a lot of people just are fed up by her. And this is just too much. And that's what she's done. That's what she always does. And I think people are really fed up. Now, I was kind of ready to move on, but Steph, you found these new pieces of breadcrumbs that came out, and I can't deny, like, it's just more and more reason not to buy the book, but to hate her. It's like, it's insane that she keeps dropping this stuff, and we're supposed to be like, oh, what a lovely power couple, Jada and Will. Like, this next one, again, just talks about how miserable she is with Will. Like, how on earth does any partner sit there and let their significant other, whatever I don't even know what they call each other these days, like, just keep trashing them like this, Steph? It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it really is. So reports are coming out, first and foremost, that Jada resents Will Smith for making himself happy, and how she abandoned herself so he could live his dreams. But the thing is, it's like, no, I'm calling BS on that, because you have many power couples in Hollywood and they're both living their dreams. I mean, you've got Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, for example. They're both successful actors in their own right.
I mean, not really. Come on.
I would say so. I would say so. Maybe not on the same level.
Let's not distract. They're just, the reality is Jada needs to step up and do better work is what it's about. And that's real. Her kids are not even like little. It's not even like she's taking care of little kids. She has every opportunity to go work. And she took over the home to release drama. She became a reality star is what she became. She's a Kardashian. She's no longer an actress. And maybe she's not getting gigs and she's feeling that heat, but they aren't equals. They are not equals. I will acknowledge, because Will's far more talented than Jada. Let's keep it a buck.
Well, let's put that aside, because, you know, Jada touched on how Will wanted to give her a wonderful life, but noted how love language was different to his. She said, in return, I should get a bit of what I want, which is connection, but she alluded to this not being the case. It's like, oh my goodness, she's crying in her cereal because Will wanted to give her a wonderful life, but it's kind of not what she wanted. It's like, what is the logic of this woman is absolutely outstanding. She then says, she also spoke of how she gave and forgave and forgot, with her quote, not realising I was abandoning myself, in the hope of pouring into Will's dream that she would get what she wanted. She then said this was, quote, a false idea. Like, they're both actors, they've both been in big massive films over the years, and she got what she wanted. She got what she wanted, guys. She says, if Will gave what I was looking for, he wouldn't accomplish it anyway. Touching on how it was not Will's responsibility to make her happy, and noting how it took her forever to realise. She also said there's no right or wrong and no good guys or bad guys. She also was then said, you get to have your dream, how come I'm not having mine? Before noting Will was doing what he wanted to do. He was making himself happy. And the thing is, he's making himself happy, but you've got responsibility to make yourself happy as well. It's not totally reliant on Will.
She's like jealous of her husband's success. It's like so weird and disgusting. Will Smith's a superstar. There are not many superstars in the world, like global icons. I'm talking maybe The Rock, Ryan Reynolds. That's why I say Blake Lively's not nearly as successful as Deadpool. Like, when you get one of those big franchise IP characters, you become a superstar, right? Globally. And you got to be grateful that your partner is succeeding, and for her to be so jealous and petty. Why am I not as big as my husband? Girl, that is on you. So it's like, I'm glad she's seeing that, but then she's using that to like try to knock on Will and like get her own control over the biggest star in the world. And it is a really weird narcissistic ego thing that she thinks she's revealing how important it is, how she's worthy. And I can understand, Steph, like I could have felt a little bit like, yeah, it's got to be tough to be with like a superstar partner who takes all the attention, right? But she's not even admitting that. It's not even like, I want to feel worthy next to this amazing man. She's constantly cutting him at the knees. You know what I mean? Trying to make him less worthy so she can be more worthy is how I read this stuff, and it's gross.
Yeah, totally. And as we were saying, it's her responsibility to make herself happy as well. And when Will basically told her that, saying, go and make yourself happy, she admitted she didn't receive that well, noting how she was, quote, really resentful. It's like, your partner's turning around and saying, go for it, make yourself happy, like, fair play to you. And she's resentful of that. It's like, that makes zero sense. She then says, oh, so I helped you get your happiness and you just throw me to the curb and I've got to do it all on my own now. But that's the truth. I had to do it on my own, just like he did. Well, exactly. He did it on his own. So she's just admitted there that Will Smith did it all on his own without her help. And so when she wanted to make it, she was expecting Will to help her, even though he did it on his own. She should then do it on her own. She's an absolute vampire. We then go on to this next article here, where, I mean, it's just an overview here, but she says, her birthday present to herself was moving out of the home that she shared with Will Smith. She shared this in the New York Times profile piece that as a 50th birthday present to herself, she moved out of the home she shared with Will Smith, where the two lived in Calabasas, California, and she's bought her own space in the Los Angeles suburb. Now, that's a bit of a weird birthday present to give to yourself, right? Move out of the marital home and buy a new home for yourself. Like, huh? I don't know about you and I, but with Jada, I think we've got different kind of ideas of what birthday presents clearly are, because that's insane. But she's she's if you celebrating it.
If you hate your partner, it's a great present. Exactly. That's the reality. You're like, it's a pretty great present if your partner is terrible and you need to get away from them. But yeah, for her to say my present was to get away from my husband, that's a bad shot at your husband.
It doesn't look good. But this is why I am turning around and saying that Jada is an absolute emotional vampire. Jada. That Jada is an absolute emotional vampire. And this is why, guys. So she's all in the news basically saying, how awful the marriage is and that they've split up, and she celebrated on her birthday by moving out and how she was resentful of Will Smith, blah, 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 right? Oh, no. At this point, while speaking on the Today Show this morning, she's revealed there's no finding another great love. We are working very hard at bringing our relationship together. So it's all this, like, bad-mouthing of Will Smith in public. Oh, he's awful, I resent him, this, that, and the other. I couldn't wait to get away from him on my 50th birthday and move into my new home, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I still love him, and we're working on bringing our relationship together. After 7 years plus of being, like, separated?
What's most telling about this is it's all her, right? Her saying this. We never really get to hear him say it. And he doesn't really want to say it. It's clear like he keeps to himself more on things and Jada forces it out of him. But it's just this whole idea of like, she's like, there's no divorce. There will never be a divorce. That's not an option, blah, 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 blah. She speaks like, it's very I. And it's, it's a couple thing. Like Will Smith has said this too, but his first wife filed for divorce, right? And their kid seems to be fine. Clearly Will moved on. She seems great. They're friends. Like you can divorce healthily. You really can. And what's weird is like, sure, couples can go through hell. Like it's true. When you love someone that much, it's very easy to hate them equally as much, right? To get that emotional and upset. The key in a good partnership is that you work through those and then you become stronger, right? And you stand by each other. And so I can understand this desire to want to be together. But where she falls, in my opinion, Jada, whatever we want to stupid call her dumb name, where she fails is she is not being a good partner in my eyes to her husband or her whatever the hell he is, because she's constantly bad-mouthing him, belittling him, emasculating him, and these things are not a good sign of a good partner. They're just not. You can have a lot of these thoughts, but this is for couples therapy. This dude's a huge billion-dollar star, and I think this, what we've compiled here and showing of her quotes, just shows how Jada wants to knock him down and make him lesser. And I think the whole point of the book title, to make herself more worthy, because he shouldn't be more popular than she is the vibe I get from all this. She's very jealous and bitter over this, and she wants to show she's in control of him. She's the one who's controlling the strings. She's the more popular of the duo. And I think that's why it's been leaving such a bad taste in so many people's mouth. She wants to reveal all this truth, like she's, this amazing, altogether mentally put together person, but she's not. None of us are. We all have our shit, right? But the fact that she airs all this dirty laundry is only hurting the family, the brand, her. Like, Steph, the stuff out there is brutal on her. Like, it's always been brutal, but I see a lot more people who are playing more in the middle, just screaming, enough. I don't want to. Jada reveals, and everyone's just screaming, like, I don't care what Jada reveals. Stop revealing, Jada. Like, go away. Like, you got a book, great. People want to read your book, go read the book. But stop with this drip, drip, drip of press, which absolutely is on Jada. It's absolutely on Jada. She's doing a lot of interviews. She's got a deal, a PR plan. I know she's tight with people, the publisher. They are all in cahoots to make Jada be all week long, guys. Jada's going to be here all week, dropping more and more and more insight from this book, which I guess comes out this week. So people are still talking about it. But I think it's going to backfire on her. I don't think the sales of this book are going to be as good as she thinks. One, because she's revealed so much so early. Feels like the book's already come out. You know what I mean, Steph? Like, I feel like I've read the book. I don't need to read the book now. You've given us so much in here. We don't need to see the book. And so I'll be interested to see what happens if this book really is a big seller. But I'm just over it. I'm over it. But yet I can't help but read it, Steph. We're still here reporting it. People are clicking on it. It's a car crash is what this is. And I think we're finally getting the real insight on the end of this, of seeing how this is all going to go. I don't think Will's going to leave her. We did a video this morning. If you missed it, apologies for my audio, but check it out, because Will's clearly on board, Steph. Will was there celebrating the book's release. Will's clearly talking about how strong she is. It's making me like Will Smith less. If I got to be honest, I feel like this man has no power or control, and he's just a complete, Chris Rock said it, a B. And it's sad to watch, man. Do you know what I mean, Steph? She has emasculated him so damn much. It's just hard to watch. Do you feel that way too?
It's sad. And if anything, when I think of Will Smith now, for YouTube human reviewer out there, I shall spell it. I think of him as a kind of C-U-C-K at this point. Mm-hmm. And it's sad to see. I mean, after, his slap with Chris Rock at the Oscars, I was absolutely angry with him, furious with him. I'm like, yeah, he's done. But
I kind of wanted to see him slap some more people, to be honest.
Well, yeah. But, I was done at that point with him. But Jada has managed to turn it around in my head. And I feel sorry for Will Smith now. I actually really do feel sorry for him. And yeah, I do see him as a C-U-C-K. But on that bombshell, guys, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to Popcorn Planet. Turn the notification bell to all so you're notified every single time we upload a video or go live. Because yes, Worthy will be coming out tomorrow and we will be reading it. And if there's any other juicy tidbits, we will be reporting. So stay tuned for that. Like this video, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever. And go one step further and join today. Become a Popcorn Planeteer for as little as $5.99 a month and get exclusive content from this dude here, Andy Signor. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Really appreciate your faces. And on the screen right now are some videos that you'll want to clickety click, clickety click.